say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome in, race fans, here to Richmond for the Red Light Scrambler Series playoffs. It is race number 2 of round number 1 tonight. It is going to be a cut race for a lot of these drivers. And up in the booth to bring you all the action here tonight, it's myself, Muth, up here in the booth. And alongside me, it's Al Smith from upstate New York. Al, these boys under the lights here are going to go short track racing tonight to decide who is going to make it into the next round of the playoffs.
Raceway here tonight, and right now qualifying underway, and one driver on the outside looking in right now is the 11 of Leo Bordage in his FedEx Camry, as he's working down the backstretch right now. He is timed in on the provisional pole right now over Ethan Troutman, two drivers that have to have good races that were not in the field last week.
So right now, as Leo comes across the timing and scoring, he'll go to P number 1 currently, as you see it up in the upper left-hand corner, where everybody is running currently. So Leo Bordage on top, Tony Strano actually sitting there second, and Ethan Troutman, one of our championship hopeful drivers. He comes in tonight. I just had it. He was 11th, so he needs a good run here to lock himself in.
Yeah, Leo Bordage just ran quicker on lap number 2, so we're seeing lap number 2 being quicker. Tony Strano going to jump up with his Chevy Camaro up to the number 2 spot. Right now out on the racetrack getting up to speed is the number 20, Brandon Mintos, as he is getting up to school in his Ford Mustang, sponsored by Miller Lite and Barstool Sports, as he works to turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, right now Minto's been hitting his stride. He's been coming on strong here in the late going of this season. He finds himself in the championship hunt tonight. He's going to start 7th in the championship hunt. Just 1 point to the good, 3 points to the good over Richard Murdoch, who is actually not here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Nathan Maurer that you see on screen, he's another one of those drivers that is in the championship hunt. He comes in tonight exactly. He is the cut line. He was also 3 points to the good. So we will see where the driver out of Pennsylvania will land here tonight.
Barrett noticing in practice here tonight before we came on air on the turn 3 racing network, the track very greasy for these drivers. Hard to find the grip when they lay down the pedal on the put down 850 horsepower that these Cup cars will have, as Maurer is going to jump up into the number 2 position James Heater in at number 18 taking over the provisional pole at the moment.
Yeah, so Heater right now on top of the speed charts with Nathan Maurer, Michael Trevarthen, DJ Anderson. You just saw him out on track. Now, here comes the man from north of the border. It's the 42 of Max Terriel. He'll go on the official timing and scoring sheet now. So his lap time for lap number 1 will start right now. And looking down into turn number 1, he is in the black here right now, tied with your top time for James Heater, as he is actually trending green as he goes into turns 3.
Hit day out right now, going to come across the line, and he is going to jump only 12th quick on lap number 1, but we have seen where lap number 2 has been the quicker lap, so they're now working down the backstretch off turn number 2. You hear the tires squealing as they work around the Richmond race right down that yellow line, Roger. That's where the quickest way is going to be around. Looking pretty good as he crosses the line, and he is going to jump to fourth quick for the Storm from the north, Max Therio.
Yeah, Max right now comes into tonight running in the 6th position in the championship hunt. We'll see if he's able to keep himself locked up in there. James Skelton, last week's winner. He is officially locked into the next round of the playoffs. So tonight here at the Richmond Raceway is just kind of going to be one of those test races. See what kind of speed the Slim Jim Toyota Camry has under it. Last night, though, Al, I got out on the track with these guys because they practice every Sunday night. So I hopped in the old sim rig back here behind me, and, well, let's just say this boy walked away from me a handful of times.
He was the quickest man in practice. As we see him shaking it down, is not going to be able to put a very good lap. 15th quick is now qualifying is done as we get ready to go with tonight's 100-lap race here at the Richmond Raceway. The field will start to grid up.
Yeah, and as these guys start to grid up, let's see if we can take you through your starting lineup here in just a moment. Remember, this is a cut race here, so right now 13 drivers entered the chase. A handful of them will be going home here tonight, as we're just waiting for a quick moment to see if we can start the lineup. Here it is, starting lineup here tonight for the playoff race here from Richmond. Starting on the front row, out of Ohio, it's going to be the driver of the 18. That is James Heater. To his outside, driving the 71 machine out of Pennsylvania, it's going to be Nathan Maurer. Row 2, position number 3, the driver of the 31. That is Michael Trevarthen. Behind him, or starting right next to him, it'll be the driver of the 42. That is going to be Max Terriel. Starting in the 3rd row, 5th position, that's DJ Anderson in the 51. Leo Bornage having another great qualifying run here in the Red Light Series. He will start in the 6th position. 7th, going to go to Tony Strano in the 3, and the 30 Mo Radio 33 of Eric Johnson will start 8th. 9th, to the New Jersey native, last year's champion, that is Todd Cray in the 22. Starting 10th on the field here tonight, it's going to be Ethan Troutman in the 62.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 will be the number 29. It's Ira Kohlhaas. Starting to his outside, the 948 draft top machine. That is Michael Bromley. Justin Gann's going to start on the 13th spot, and starting on the outside of row number 7 is the Barstool Sports number 20. That is Brandon Minto. Starting on in the 16th or 17th position is the 84 Christopher Rothrock to his outside. The number 59 of Bruce Potter. Kevin O'Brien and Josiah Millen making up row number 10. Joe Strano and Donald Bennett rounding out the field, the 22-car field here tonight at the Richmond International Raceway, ready to do battle as we get ready to go with the cutoff race of round number 1.
Well, we welcome you all in once again here to the Richmond Raceway. Like Al just said, it is a cutoff race, and we are about to go racing here tonight. Is it 100 laps, Al, or is it actually 150? My notes may be a little bit wrong from yours.
It could be 150.
Well, either way, we're going to get these bad boys swinging. It is the Cup car. It is the 750 horsepower low downforce, and we will see these boys slip and slide all night long. So all you race fans are going to be in for a treat here at Richmond to see who's going to make it into the next round of the playoffs and who is going to be outside looking in. Will Maurer, who's going to start on the front row here in the 71 Copenhagen Chevrolet, will he be able to lock himself in? Will Max Terriel, who's just going to start right behind them in row number 2, will he be able to work his way around them and lock himself in on the win? Joshua Buckley has a long way to go here tonight because he's got the Safe Light Auto Glass for Mustang number 2, starting way back into the 16th position, but this time by, the green flag will wave as they work themselves out of turn number 4. Johnny Pacer brings in the iRacing Pace truck, and we are officially about to go green flag racing for the first time here at Richmond. Green flag is in the air. We are playoff racing here at Richmond.
150 laps coming at you. They barrel down in the turn number 1 of the heater, jumping out front. Maurer running side by side. He's got the 31 at Trevarthen working underneath him. As Chevy and Ford battle side by side down to turn number 3 for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be the Ford prevailing for the second position, but it is all James Heater on lap number 1. That will go in the books now. So 1 lap here for James Heater being led out front. Now it's Trevarthen, then it's Terrill. Nathan Maurer now back to the 4th position. He is down 2 spots as the yellow flag has come out. We will see who is all wrapped up in this one. Oh, the 940 of Josiah Millen is up against the outside fence, and is that a chase contender? That is the 62 of Ethan Troutman in the South Point Casino 62. We will take a quick look here in just a couple of moments at the replay. Well, let's see if we can find the replay here. This is the replay that it's showing. Let's watch the 29 machine here of Ira Kohlhaas. It says he was involved in this one going down into turn number 1. There you see the 60. Oh, wow. I'm not... Maybe sim rig issues on that one because that did not look like a normal point and go there down into turn number 1, Al.
No, it looked like he possibly could have wheel hopped as Team Chevy number 29 automobile Ira Kohlhaas getting down in turn number 1. And it looked like something had gone awry on the 29 car. He is down on pit road. They weren't looking it over. But tough, not the night that Ira was looking to have here so far in these early stages. Just the first yellow coming out on lap number 2.
Yeah, it looks like Donald Bennett also involved in his number 31 here tonight. Let's watch it back here in just a second from the onboard of Donald Bennett. It's actually on board with Ira Kohlhaas. Let's watch his hands here down in the 1. It does, Al. It exactly just wheel hops out from underneath the driver of that 29 into the outside wall it goes. So you are correct on that one for Kohlhaas down into the wall as he will now take it back behind the wall here tonight. It looks like his night may be done. A couple drivers down on pit road, though. Donald Bennett is down on pit road with a 930 or 913. Bruce Potter's also down there. Couple other guys taking advantage here under this first yellow flag of the evening as James Heater continues to lead here. It is Michael Trevarthen, Max Terrill, and Nathan Maurer, your top 4.
And just getting that passed on from the producer here, Roger, down in the truck, giving us our great camera angles from the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. It is 150 laps.
Well, it's good that we have that information now after we start. Sometimes our notes just don't jive, and I'm not sure if you're writing the notes or if I'm writing the notes because I can't tell the difference on the handwriting, and I definitely cannot read the handwriting.
I think I got a little confused on what week we were actually on, because next week will be 100 laps.
Just taking a quick peek, though, Al, who's left here? It looks like the 30 of Justin Gann. Is he out there on track? I'm not sure. He may have called it a night here also.
Yeah, I do not see Gann at all on the racing service. I think the number 30 has gone behind the pit wall, and that could be bad. Right now, now he's back on there. So I don't think he's in there. Ira Kohlhaas is down on pit road trying to get the number 22 all fixed up as well. But now it looks like possibly Gann. Yeah, they're both down there on pit road getting their car fixed up right now. They've been on pit road for quite a bit here as we get ready to go once again here.
So the green flag going to be coming out here with just 6 laps in the books out of the 150 scheduled. The iRacing Pace truck back down on the pit road after our quick yellow here inside the first 5 laps coming out down into turn number 1, collecting about 5 race cars. Green flag back in the air here. Oh, look at that outside lane, the 31 of Trevarthen. Gonna spin the tires on that 31, and that's gonna let the 42 of Max Terrill get around. Now here comes DJ Anderson battling out of turn 2 side by side.
Anderson with that Mountain Dew Baja Blast 51 Chevy Camaro. He has Zeus 31 sponsored mobile of Trevarthen. Trevarthen rolling that outside pretty good right now. And it'll be Trevarthen. Now the 22 of Todd Gray last year's champion working the outside of the speedway, Anderson, on the inside line. That's we're going to see the outside line come in quite a bit here tonight, Roger, with the one thing, momentum built up and with the low downforce they have there on the short track.
Yeah, these cars will migrate to the top. Everybody started the single file out already out there on track. As you see, Todd Cray does wind up getting around the 51 of DJ Anderson, and everybody parades down the back straightaway in the single file formation. Looks like 17 drivers have single filed out here tonight at Richmond. James Heater still continuing to lead the way as he comes back across the start-finish line here. Officially 10 laps in the books, working lap number 11.
Taking a look at some of the drivers that were involved in that first yellow flag. Penn Manufacturing 940 of Josiah Millen. He's right behind his teammate of Michael Bromley of that draft top 948. They have moved up 2 positions since the start of this green flag run here, and they work off turn number 4. They are slowly making their way through. Got a little bit of right rear damage on the 948, a little bit a right front damage on that 940 of Millen, as they work off turn number 2.
Yeah, both those cars getting that little bit of damage, and right behind them, it's the 913 of Donald Bennett. He was also involved in that incident. Everybody else, though, down on pit road, extensively getting damage fixed. I just got passed along the memo that the Ethan Troutman machine, 8 minutes of required repairs to that 62 machine. So he is going to sit down on pit road for looking like possibly another 4 to 5 minutes yet, and that these lap times still sitting at right around 22 seconds at the line. Let's check what your leader's fast time is. The last time by, it was a 22 flat just about there for the 18 of James Heater. So a lot of laps are going to go by before Ethan Troutman's able to get back out on track. Now tonight for him, I think the strategy goes to pretty much just try to survive and see what else we can pick up here.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be coming down to see what happens. But now the number 2, the Safelight Ford Mustang of Joshua Buckley is working underneath the Jack Daniels mobile of Joe Strano, and now he is under attack. Strano is under attack by the 86. Last week's winner is James Skelton, as he is up 6 spots, as he's trying to get by the 3 of Strano, and that's Slim Jim, number 86.
Strano right there out of Strano's Brother Racing organization. He is down 3 points, or 3 spots right now, actually, as he runs into that 10th position. Brandon Minto would be the next one to work upon him. But right now, that Jack Daniels car, I'm pretty surprised. You talked about that outside lane, and that 3 car, yeah, it looks like the 86 will prevail here. But that number 3 was able to hang on there for quite a few laps on that outside groove. And I think it will eventually here tonight definitely come in and be able to be the fast way to go around and pass a couple of these drivers. I did happen to make one of those passes last night, and a daring pass to the outside on DJ Anderson. Granted, I was a couple of laps down. We won't talk about why. But I did make that daring pass to the outside, and it did stick. In the next corner, though, we just didn't make it.
Well, you know what? It's better to say that you tried than not. Because right now, the 3 of Strano is going to cut back in line behind the 86, but things are heating up front as Max Stereo is starting to reel in your race leader. Actually, Heater is out front by half a second, but the battle for your number 2 spot is Trevarthen's really reeled in the 42 of Trevarthen, or Stereo, as they come off turn number 2.
Yeah, a lot of T's there mixed in the middle there in the 2nd and 3rd position. Terrio in 2nd, Trevarthen in the 3rd spot. Right now, your biggest mover of the race is actually the 43 of Joe Strano. He is back here running currently in that 12th position, so up a bunch of positions in the Victory Junction after Shock 43 here tonight. Plan B also on the side of that car. He's trying to get around the number 20 of Brandon Minto, that Miller Lite. We'll check in with Brandon Minto a little bit later on in the race, but right now, Minto has himself running right there in the 11th position.
Nice move up 9 positions for Strano's Minto, trying to get a good run on Joe Strano. So kind of Minto is in the Strano sandwich right now, which is trying to crack inside the top 10, but don't look now. Max Stereo inching very much closer every corner to your race leader of Heater. Can you push the tires too hard early on in these cars? You ran some laps last night. You know how tricky this track can be. Is it possible to overheat these tires where you lose a little bit of grip as we watch out the back bumper of James Heater.
Yeah, you can definitely overwork these tires here in the early going. You do want to try and save yourself a little bit of something for the later portion of this run. Right now, we're working lap 22, maybe getting closer to the halfway point here of the tire run. Right about now, last night, on 20 laps on the tires, you were absolutely slipping and sliding as we watch these drivers go down into turn 3. A little bit of a bobble by the 42 of Max Theriault going into turn number 3. He's able to get it corralled and back down to the bottom with that Ford Mustang, but maybe James Heater driving out there just a little bit too far. He's a quick driver. He's a smart driver for the low-line racing number 18. So I don't know if he's pushing that 18 as hard as he could right now. I do know the driver of that 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He is definitely trying to push the Azus 31, the Republic of Gamers Mustang, as hard as he can go. He likes this paint job. He likes this track. He was really quick last night and finds himself inside the top 3. Qualified actually third and is still running in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, right behind them is last year's champion, the 22 of Todd Gray. He's up 5 positions, running into our 4th position so far. As we look at the top 3 have kind of just equaled out gap-wise. Now Todd Gray, he was part of that battle, but he's starting to fall, lose touch with the top 3 as they come down into turn number 1.
Yeah, you see your top 3 are starting to pull away just a little bit, and they will work upon a lap down car here in just a couple of laps. We'll see how that will affect the front runners. It'll be the first time that everybody has started to find themselves into that lap traffic. I think that may pull a big, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, Al. It's going to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into things yet tonight.
Yeah, it looks like the first one's going to be Bruce Potter, and he's actually coming in on the pit road right now. So the 59 of Potter, who had extensive front end damage, giving way to the race leaders, is now that race battle is down to just 0.2 of a second as they come off of turn number 2. They work down the backstretch. It is Heater still out in front of Theriault, but they are closing in, and we're going to take and see what happens here with Max Theriault as he is catching them. And over the last few laps, Roger, I believe Theriault has been quicker than our race leader.
Yeah, it does look like the last couple of laps, Max Theriault has been one of the fastest cars on track, if not the fastest car, to James Heater out front. Trevarthen starting to lose the front 3 here. Donald Bennett will be the next car to go a lap down, and he is actually right now on that lead lap, so he may try to fight and hope that a caution would come out. We'll see what that happens down here into turn 1. Brake rotors glowing for James Heater. Bennett going to go to the outside. He is not going to interfere with the top 3 race leaders. He pulls over, and all 3 of them are around him and already setting sail. But look at the race for the lead. It is now bumper to bumper as they come out of turn 4.
Come off turn number 4, this Theriault showing the way right behind Heater, who is showing the way, excuse me. Getting a little ahead of myself as Heater's really got that. I like that paint job. It's really sharp. I like the green on there. And now Theriault going to take a peek to the inside. And I got to say, Heater did not really battle in that hard. Maybe too early in the race right now as we come off. Going to put lap 31 up onto the base.
Yeah, so now a new leader, just our second leader here of the night. Max Theriault up 3 positions to take the lead on lap 31. So now can he set sail? The driver from the north, that is from Canada for the driver of the 42 of Max Theriault, that Ford Mustang. One of the most winningest drivers here on a Monday night with the Scrambler series for the Red Light Racing Series. You know, once again finds himself locked in, or not locked in, but here into the playoffs, trying to advance himself into the next round as he now takes the lead. He will work into lap traffic coming up right ahead of him. That will be the driver of the 184. That is Kevin O'Brien from Australia. Right now, O'Brien is up 2 positions in the Shell V-Power number. It says 17 on his car, but it is on your timing and scoring for reference. The 184 of Kevin O'Brien right now running in the 17th spot.
And they work down with O'Brien way up high in the entry of turn 1 and 2, just getting out of the way of your race leaders. A gentleman thing to do. They're kind of catching them in the wrong spot. Peter will dive down underneath them now as they head down in the turn numbers 3 and 4, and it is Theriault out front. Now by just over about a half a second over Heater, starting to stretch it out a little bit, is now taking a look back here is the 86 of James Skelton. He has just worked his way around the 33 of Eric Johnson. That is a good battle on the track as they come off of turn number 2.
Yeah, Eric Johnson, though, trying to battle back with the Dirty Mo Radio 33. Currently, Skelton has moved up 9 positions here tonight. He is working himself in closer to the top 5. DJ Anderson is just ahead of him. He started in the 5th position. He's still running in that spot. Eric Johnson, though, is only up 1 position. One of the biggest losers here of the night, the man who's lost the most positions, that's the driver of the 71 of Nathan Maurer. He is currently running in the 8th spot, so see if Maurer and the Copenhagen Chevrolet out of Pennsylvania are going to be able to move themselves back up inside, stay closer to that top 5 where he started here tonight. He started on the outside pole, but Josh Buckley right now is just sitting back here, trolling him in that 9th position. He has moved up 7 spots, and that's the driver that was just sitting on the outside looking in. He moved up, actually, if I'm doing the math right now, he is into the 9th position on your point standings list. So he is trying to move up a couple more spots. He really has to finish ahead of Nathan Maurer here tonight. And when I say finish ahead of Maurer, that's going to be 2 positions better than Maurer to officially lock himself into the next round. Would be the possible spot that he would have to finish the night here at Richmond.
Yeah, and right now they are closing in on to do battle with each other. Actually, they're separated by 1 spot, so Maurer just able in front of Joshua Buckley right now, so that is a good battle to keep an eye on throughout the rest of the night. As after tonight, 5 drivers are going to lose the chance to become the 2020 Scrambler Red Light Scrambler Series champion for season number 1 of 2020. And it was announced today they're going to do about 4 races of practice for preseason before season number 2 is going to start. But right now, it's all eyes are trying to get in to the round of 8 here at Richmond.
Yeah, looking a little bit farther back into the field, the driver of the 940 of Josiah Millen, a little sideways entry in there to turn number 1. He is running currently back here in the 6th position. He is up a handful of spots. Remember, he was involved in the first incident here of the night with that East Penn Manufacturing, put that right side of that 940 machine up against the outside wall down there in turn number 1. Currently has moved himself since the green flag, though, came back out here, up 6 positions, currently running in the 14th spot. Bromley is sitting currently right behind him in 15th. Right ahead of him, though, is that 84. That is Christopher Rothrock in that Chevrolet. He is up 4 positions also himself, and he has a little damage, too. He was involved in that first incident of the night also. So actually, after all said and done, 8 drivers have a little damage out of I believe that was, lap 4, caution flag number 1.
Yeah, and right now Millen is going to be the last car on the lead lap as Michael Brownlee has gone down the lap to our race leader. So Millen about straight away in front of our race leader right now as they work off of turn number 4 and come across the stripe as Max Stereo is just entering turns 3 and 4 coming off. So right now we have 14 drivers left on the lead lap as we cross off lap number 42. 43 going on to the books. And Roger, we're inching ever so closer to the first round of green flag stops. By my calculations, we can go about 55 to 60 laps on a tank of fuel.
Yeah, that might be pushing it, though. I think you're going to see a lot of these drivers. Yeah, you could do it, pit at lap 50, pit at lap 100, and then maybe take a short, like a half stint way there to 150. We'll see how these guys really are going to try to play it out. I think we're going to see a lot of varying strategies here tonight. We're going to have to be on our toes to see who is going to go where. Right now, the only 1 driver down on pit road as everybody else has come back out, it looks like, except for 1 retiree. It looks like Ethan Troutman's still down there on pit road. He should be released here any second. We're waiting to see if he's able to come back out. Ira Kohlhaas did come back out with Team Chevy, number 29. He is currently sitting numerous laps down 9 positions here in the 20th spot. 18 laps down.
18 laps down for the number 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. Not the night he was looking for. Brought out our only yellow so far here tonight is just wheel hopping. It's so easy to do on cold tires here. Once they get up the temp, they kind of get squishy and get a little bit more of a grip. But on cold tires and racing hard for position, it's very easy to wheel hop these cup cars as they work around the corner. So good to see Ira and the team got the car back out there, and they'll get some seat time and hopefully pick up some spots later on here as they work off the turn numbers 3 and 4. There's still Max Stereo out front, and he has opened up about a 20 car length lead over the 18 of Heater. Then it's about another 10 car lengths back to the 31. of Trevarthen, Todd Cray, and DJ Anderson rounding out your top 5 as they work around here. We're going to be 1/3 of the way through in just 2 laps time.
Yeah, and still out front, it is still Max Theriault leading the way here now. He has got out front, and he has opened up about almost 2.5 second lead currently over the low line racing number 18 of James Heater. See if he's able to make it up. It looks like one driver coming down pit road right here, Al. He's going to do the 50 and 50, I believe, strategy that we just talked about. That's the driver of the 31. That's Michael Trevarthen being the first one of our race leaders down pit road here on lap 49.
Yeah, well, this forced the hand of the rest of them. We do know that guys came down on pit road during our first yellow. They can go a little bit longer, but will they want to stay out there? There's going to be a great deal as we have almost 2 seconds worth of fall off on as the tires get older as they go by. Last time by Theriault ran a 23.07. His best lap time of the night is a 21.88. So just over a 1.5 second fall off for our race leader, the 42 of Theriault, who is coming down pit road right now.
Yeah, here comes the 42. He makes the left-hand turn. He's going to come down pit road. That'll hand the lead back over to the 18 of James Heater. Heater will stay out as Theriault is down. And it looks like it is beautiful for him to enter pit road. The 33 of Eric Johnson also going to come down pit road. So pit road is starting to pick up here tonight at Richmond. A lot is on the line for a lot of these drivers. And right now, I am looking at the 18 of Heater here. He will come down pit road, so that will turn things over to Todd Cray for the first time here tonight. So this is our 3rd different leader of the race here at Richmond.
Yeah, Todd Cray working through turns 1 and 2 right now. He's going to put the 42 at Theriault 1 lap down at the current moment as he works out of pit road. So it'll be interesting to see once green flags get done. Right now, the clock's by Christopher, number 22 of Todd Cray, showing away, but he's got the back trunk lid. It is full of Slim Jims as James Skelton is now closing in on Todd Cray for your race lead.
Yeah, Cray has a mirror full of the snack into the Slim Jim. Al, I could really use a Slim Jim right about now. It's been a long, long time since I had one, but those things are great because once you snack, man, it's like a whole nother dimension. But coming back across the line, it's still the clocks by Christopher. The Paradise Machine Trump 2020. That's the 22 of Todd Cray out of New Jersey. Yellow flag on the raceway. Looks like a caution flag coming out here, possibly for the 33 of Eric Johnson being spun around down here in 1 and 2. He just came out of pit road, I think it was. He did. He just came out of pit road just 2 laps ago, and now the caution flag for the driver of that 33. That will throw the monkey wrench into a lot of the strategies that these guys were playing out here. Let's tally that up here, and let's click the button and see on this replay for Eric Johnson what happened. This is the replay here on lap 54, down into turn number 1. We talked about the wheel hop out. Cold tires, the 33. Dirty Mo Radio just going to go around and a simple spin for himself down there in turn 1 and 2, but it's enough to bring out the caution flag.
And not what the drivers that were just pitted wanted to see. They are going to all be trapped 1 lap down right now. But the good news is they should be able to stay out on the racetrack to get that waiver. So all of the race leaders coming down pit road right now, led by the clocks by Christopher, number 22 of Todd Cray. He works down pit road as he will hit his pit box. Skelton's going to be the first one of our race leaders to hit his pit box as they all take the hard left-hand turn. And the crews are going to work to put the 4 virtual Goodyear Racing Eagle Racing tires on and a full tank of Sunoco race fuel.
So everybody down on pit road here who will win this battle off of pit road. The jack has dropped on the 22 clocks by Christopher Machine, and it looks like he should win this battle off of pit road. Then it's going to be the battle for the second spot. Who is going to get it? That is the 86 of James Skelton. Then it will be DJ Anderson, Nathan Maurer. Possibly. We'll wait for that to kind of update for us. The 3 of Tony Strano, though, he was the lucky dog. He did get the wave around here under this caution flag, so now he will join the lead lap. And that will put officially 9 drivers back on the lead lap. For now, a couple of these guys will take the wave around, like Max Theriault. He'll get back onto the lead lap, and he'll bring along Trevarthen. So a handful of these guys will cycle back through into the lead lap, but they will have some laps on their tires, and we will see how that kind of affects them and how they stack up with the guys who were just able to grab 4 fresh Goodyears, and they will start at the front of the field as these guys will tag the rear.
Yeah, and just taking a look right now at our current race leader, Todd Cray. He's got a little bit of right side damage. to that Chevy Camaro. How much is that going to affect how that car's handling?
Yeah, I don't think here at Richmond very much the damage to the side of that Paradise machine is going to really hurt it too much. It may in a long run start to wear down that right side tire. It's definitely going to help the cooling, though, actually, as it's crinkled in. That air is going to actually be able to flow right into that crush panel there and kind of get trapped like a vortex, so maybe a little vortex cooling. I don't think it's going to hurt him too much, though.
Right now you see in front of him early race leader, the 18 of James Heater, back in the 12th position. He's going to be taking the wave around along with the 84 of Christopher Rothrock. Rothrock back in the 18th position, 2 laps back from our race leader, so he'll get one of his laps back right now, along with a house of cars, including Max Stereo, who's in 10th position, the last car. 1 lap down, I believe. So a lot of lead lap drivers going to get the wave around, and they're going to get trapped behind all the cars behind the race leader. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these guys come back through the field and how long it'll take them, as we are working lap 58 here as they get the wave around. And they'll come around the Chevy Silverado Pace truck driven by Johnny Pacer here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. So the field is going to get doubled up here, I believe, Roger, and we're going to go back green flag racing with 60 laps complete, 90 left here in the Commonwealth 150.
So as they stack them back up, it'll be Todd Cray starting P number 1. Alongside him, it'll be James Skelton, last week's winner. He is already locked in. He's just looking for a little more blood here to knock down tonight. DJ Anderson, Leo Bordage still running up here inside the top 5. He is running in the 4th spot. Then it's going to be Brandon Minto and Nathan Maurer rounding up the top 6. 7th is Josiah Millen. He is the big mover right now, running in the 7th position. Josh Buckley in 8th. Strano is running 9th, and Terriel is 10th as the green flag comes back out here tonight. We are racing once again on lap number 60 as the battle for the race lead is between the 22 of Cray and the 86 of James Skelton, but it looks like Todd Cray is going to be able to hold serve out of turn number 2.
They were in their side-by-side chasing it up to 940 of Josiah Millen, up 13 spots at the current moment. He's working underneath the 71 of Maurer, and he's got that Safe Flight Auto Glass. Number 2 of Josh Buck is working right behind him. That is the battle. It's the 184. Kevin O'Brien got loose off of turn numbers 3 and 4. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction. Now the 3 of Strano going around. It looked like the 3 of Tony Strano was sideways, and he is facing backwards off of turn number 2.
Caution flag. Caution flag will wave once again here to bring out our 3rd caution flag of the night. Those were fresh tires on the Jack Daniels Camaro, possibly getting a little bit of help looping it around there by those cold tires. As you see, the 62 of Ethan Troutman is back out onto track with that South Point Casino. He has a lot of laps to try and make up to be able to work his way into the next position, but he's out there to give it a valiant effort. Let's go back and watch the 3 here of Strano on lap 61. What happened to Tony Strano? All by himself. He was running there in that 9th position, just down into turn 1. Exactly what we just saw Eric Johnson do. Strano going to lock it up. Oh, close quarter racing there for Bennett as he was just able to sneak by there. I think he did get a little piece, though, so I don't believe he was in the lucky dog position to get that lucky dog. If he was, there might have been a little contact. We'll have to watch back here. Let's go back and see if we can throw it on board with the 3 of Strano. Yeah, there was a little contact there when Bennett did go by in the 913, so possibly getting a little damage on Bennett's machine.
Just barely clipping the back bumper of that 3 Jack Daniels car, and the cars that are coming back down pit road. Todd Cray just coming down pit road, relinquishing the race lead in that number 22 car. He's coming off pit road. But everybody that took the wave around, we had Max Stereo back down on pit road. We had Leo Bordage on pit road. Everybody that got that wave around last time, Roger, they all come back down pit road, got 4 fresh tires, and filled their tank up with that Sunoco race fuel.
Yeah, that caution is exactly what those drivers all needed as they took the wave around. They were going to be at the disadvantage. Now they might have just a little bit of advantage. But the pit strategy now is about to change here tonight. These drivers that were down on lap 50, now they come back down here on lap 64 tonight. A lot of them staying out also, just trying to take a peek through the running order. It looks like James Skelton came down on lap 55. Everybody from, it looks like the 6th position on back came down here on lap 62. So that's going to be the difference in tires for them. Just about, call it 6-7 laps on tire difference. Maybe we'll be able to see a lot of these laps that were run under caution. I only think it was 2 laps under the green flag that we just had there, if maybe you call it 1.5. So how much tire wear can these cars take in just a lap and a half?
I think we're going to find out here. I don't think it could have been that much, but anytime you're up to speed and you're sliding those right fronts, right rears around, it's going to put some heat and definitely put some wear onto those Goodyear Racing Eagle tires. But right now is last week's winner, James Skelton. He's locked in. Tonight is all about the W for him as he's moving on into the round of 8, which starts next week at the Iowa Speedway. But tonight we're here at the Richmond. So back-to-back D-shaped tracks for these drivers, but they're going to be in different disciplines of cars. Tonight we are in the Cup car. Here is the Toyota Camry of James Skelton showing the way. DJ Anderson in your number 2 spot. He's up 3 spots. Brandon Minto in 3rd. Nathan Mowers. And how about the big mover of the race? The East Penn Manufacturer 940, the driver out of Pennsylvania. That is Josiah Millen. He sits in your 5th position right now. And we'll be starting 6th will be Joshua Buckley. Remember, he's one of those drivers that is on the bubble of making it into the round of 8.
So we will see who has what here when we go back green flag racing. A bunch of different strategies through this field. Skelton and Anderson will do the dance on the front row. Mountain Dew Baja Blast there for DJ Anderson. And, of course, the Slim Jim machine of James Skelton. Brandon Minto is going to bring the Miller Lite Barstool Sports Car. And then it's the Copenhagen 71 East Penn Batteries, or East Penn Manufacturing deck of batteries 2940 of Millen. Then it's the Safe Light Auto Glass machine. And then it will be the Paradise 22 of Todd Cray. The FedEx number 11 Leo Borders as we come into the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. James Skelton going to hammer down. Oh, it looks like Bornage maybe missed a shift there on the FedEx Camry.
Yeah, Bornage getting up to the FedEx package. Going to go 3 wide. He got touched by DeMartin. Moves up the racetrack. So Leo Bornage is going to move back about 3, 4, 5 spots now as they head down to turn number 3. Down in the corner, one car getting loose. That's the 948 of Bromley. He got loose underneath Strano. Keeps it gathered up, but it was a close moment where that draft top number 948, who's now going through the grass, Roger, got a little bit loose off of turn number 4. Just showing how tough and tricky the conditions are out here tonight. Is up front. It is James Skelton side by side for your race lead.
Side by side for the race lead, it is the man from South Carolina. Sideways for James Skelton. Skelton's going to loop the Slim Jim machine 360. Should have just done a kickflip in there, 360 kickflip. And he would have been able to have the, or call it the move of the race there. But he was able to save that 86 machine. What a save there out of the corner as he had looped the Slim Jim 86 around. See where he will rejoin the battle. But let's take the quick look here. Skelton off track, and let's go back and watch it as you already see him. He was already sideways at that point. Let's go back, see, you already see him come around. He just got loose there coming off turn 4.
Yeah, when he tried to put that power down, it looked like he just kind of spun the rear tires and was also just trying to keep off the car on the outside, and I believe that just caused him to break it loose. He got a lot of wheel to the left trying to stay off the car to the outside, and around he went into the spin cycle as he's coming down pit road to put on some 4 fresh Goodyear Racing tires. Is the James Skelton is his spot, same with Josh Buckley. So we got about 6 cars down on pit road that were all out there. Leo Borda, Joe Strano, Eric Johnson, Skelton, Buckley, and Millen all coming down pit road this time. That'll give the race lead to DJ Anderson.
So it'll be DJ Anderson, Nathan Maurer, Brandon Minto, Todd Cray, and Max Terriel, James Heater, and then Michael Trevarthen. All of them drivers will end up staying out here under this caution flag. And while we're under the caution flag, Al, you know, we do it every week. Maybe we can see if we can get a quick word in with that driver of the number 20. That is Brandon Minto. Let's go for the Minto Minute here under this 4th caution flag here of the night. Minto out of the Full Throttle Racing Group. How's the Minto's Minute going down there? How many beers we in tonight?
I'm chilling at about 6 right now. Having a good time out here. Just trying to drive and survive, to be honest. I don't know how I'm chilling up in 3rd right now. And just, this car feels like it's on ice skates the whole time. So I'm just cautiously getting on that gas pedal and trying to just cautiously break into the turns or else we spinning.
Yeah, last night in the practice race, you actually pulled the 20 behind the wall. Too many Minto beers, and, the slick conditions didn't really play, any helpful favors into that. What's going to be the strategy going forward here tonight? How are you going to get around that Nathan Maurer 71 or the 51 of DJ Anderson and take the race lead here tonight?
Strategy is I gotta hope one of these guys make a mistake, because I've been making mistakes this whole race. Luckily, I just haven't put it in the wall into another car, so I just gotta wait for one of these guys to take it a little too fast at the turn, maybe just take it up high or something in one of these turns, and I can dive bomb them and hope my car sticks down there.
Well, Brandon, good luck the rest of the way here. You're up 10 positions right now, looking to go 2 more, and you can find yourself in victory lane here tonight and lock yourself into the next round of the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you heard it from Brandon Midzo, Al. It is slipping and sliding out there tonight.
Yeah, tough conditions, as you just heard from the Barstool Sports Miller Lite entry, Brandon Mintos, as they're going to double him up this time by, I believe, Johnny Pacer will be extinguishing those yellow pace laps on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. And it's interesting to see here, it's not just on the start of a run, it's through the whole entire run. These cars are on edge, and these drivers are making it look easy out there here in the Red Light Scrambler Series here at the Richmond International Raceway.
So currently looking at it, it looks like we still have out there on track still 20 drivers. It looks like Troutman is back down on pit road. Justin Gann has called it a night a handful of laps ago, so he is out of this one at Richmond early for the driver of the 30. That Toyota suffering a ton of damage, lap number 3, I believe, or lap 4 it was, for the first caution flag. But we are about to go back. Green flag racing for these boys. This time by the iRacing pace truck does dive in. The green flag is already back out. DJ Anderson going to smash the gas. He's going to go fast and make some left-hand turns as they go down into turn 1. Looks like a great start by the driver of that Baja Blast Mountain Dew machine. Look at Todd Cray really trying to pinch Minto down there as they're still side-by-side on turn 2 for the race lead.
Yeah, side by side down in the turn number 3, the Copenhagen number 71 of Maurer doing what he needs to do. He knows he needs that lap to get a bonus point for leading, and he also knows that if he's leading, he's going to move on to the next round. Side by side, DJ Anderson barreling it down there. Todd Craig going to carve it up down the inside. He gets around Minto. It's a 3-car battle for your race lead down in the turn 3.
Yeah, and it looks like the 71 of Maurer is going to arc it back down into turn number 3. He has the race lead right now, but can he hold on to the race lead as he comes out of turn 4? Across the start-finish line, the 71 of Maurer, new race leader here on lap 76. It's the driver out of Pennsylvania, but don't count out the man from New Jersey lurking on the background. That is the 22 of Todd Cray. So we just saw the first outside lane pass here tonight. DJ Anderson going to go from starting on the front row here. Now,
yellow flag is out. Looks like possibly the number 1, the 13 of Donald Bennett caused bringing out the yellow. We'll see what the truck dials up here as we take a look at our turn 3 racing replay.
Let's go back and see what happened to Donald Bennett down into turn number 1, the turn 3 Racing Network 31 machine. Oh, it just wheel hops down into turn 1 out. We've seen it numerous times here tonight. That turn 1 is just so pesky and such a hard entry point for these guys with all the speed that they are trying to carry into that corner. Cold tires. I mean, it's just the tricky spot of the night.
It is, and right now, so nice driving by the 59 of Bruce Potter to get around the 913, as now everybody is coming down pit road to change their tires. And it looks like Josiah Millen's going to stay out, actually, so he'll take over your race lead. He was back on pit road on lap 79, or 69, excuse me, so it'll be Millen going to be your race leader. Actually, DJ Anderson did stay out, Roger.
Well, that DJ Anderson, we got to give a big shout out to DJ. DJ being a local law enforcement down there in Virginia, so our hats are off to him and all of his fellow companions out there. Rough times all around the world, Al, for somebody like DJ. So tonight here on iRacing is kind of a little bit of a reliever for him.
Yeah, that's nice, a little bit of a mental escape for these drivers that have challenging drives, and not just our challenging jobs, but everybody right now needs kind of an escape out there as the times are, troubled, Roger, as you well know, and with the pandemic, and then everything else that is going on around the country and around the world. So hopefully we can bring a smile to you guys' faces, and hopefully you're enjoying tonight's broadcast here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Red Light Scrambler series. As this is round number 1, the round of 15. We're going to eliminate some drivers. We're going to get down to the round of 8 after tonight. 8 drivers will be vied left in the chase or the playoffs here for the Red Light Scrambler series. And right now, Buckley's sitting 11th, and then his championship rival that's on the bubble with him is sitting in 4th right now. So Buckley not going to go away quietly, but he needs to have some bad luck for some of the guys that were in front of him in the championship standings coming into tonight.
Yeah, Al, but you know what I was just taking a peek at, and then I kind of just made a mess of myself over here. I was looking at that 940 there. Or sorry, not the 940, it's actually the 948. That was Michael Bromley. You know, the Draft Top sponsorship. I had mine sitting here next to me. I had a cold adult beverage also sitting here, and I saw the Draft Top machine while we were under the yellow flag here. I decided to, why don't we finish this race drinking topless. DraftTop.com, Al, just got a brand new shipment in today. That was a Kickstarter back a couple months ago that they fulfilled the orders. Now they went live on it, so you can actually go order your brand new Draft Tops over at DraftTop.com. Take the lip off your beer and drink topless here tonight, race fans.
Well, I tried to take my shirt off.
No, Al, wrong topless, my friend.
Oh. So, yeah, I got my Draft Top next to me, and I got the adult Busch Latte next to me as well, and we are up here enjoying some great racing. So, but it's good to hear that they got a shipment, as I've been telling all my friends and family about the Draft Top, and it is a great product. I got one myself, and, well, I don't know what I did before I didn't have one.
Yeah, one of the greatest inventions of late here, or call it of the 2020s. Probably the best great invention. You can find it over there at DraftTop.com, or you can contact the Draft Top driver of Michael Bromley here with the Red Light Racing Series. He can hook you up with it, but we are going back Green Flag Racing here. DJ Anderson once again going to take over the race lead. He will lead us back to the Green Flag Racing as Max Terriot will start to the outside. Green Flag going to be in the air. Here we go, back to the Green Flag Racing as they head down towards turn number 1 here on lap 82.
See Terriot go right to the outside wall, going to try to get that nice arc down to the turn number 1. He'll take over your race lead, but kind of wheel hops and chases the car to the racetrack. Anderson back to the inside off of turn number 2, side by side, down into turn 3.
DJ Anderson fighting back. Oh, he wheel hops and they make contact down into turn number 3. DJ Anderson just wheel hop, ended up hitting the side of the 42 of Max Terriot, and he hangs on to it. Now, though, I'm looking at it, and it looks like that Mountain Dew Baja Blast machine is trying to hold on to the outside because here comes James Skelton. Race fans, remember, Skelton just spun the Slim Jim machine about 20 laps ago on the front straightaway all by himself. Went through the grass just a little bit with that Toyota, and now he is back up officially inside the top 3 as he is running second at the line.
Side by side, Todd Craig going to slam it down underneath the Mountain Dew Baja Blast and take the mountain. Chases that Copenhagen can up to the racetrack.
Bennett sideways out of turn number 2. Contact. Yellow flag going to wave. Couple of them spun around here. Christopher Rothrock also out of turn number 2. He got tagged by the 913 of Bennett. Also, it looks like there's another car down there. I can't quite see who it is as it's just outside of our camera angle here. It looks like that is the driver of the Shell V-powered machine. That is Kevin O'Brien also. So a couple drivers getting involved here. Let's throw it back and watch.
Oh, it looked like the 31 of Bennett kind of wheel hopped again, Roger. We saw him do that a few laps ago. Gets a little bit squeezed to that turn 3, number 31 of Bennett, and then he just chased it up the racetrack and just clipped the backside of the 84 Rothrock to bring out our 5th yellow of the evening.
Let's watch it back here one more time from our, well, if we can get it, there it comes. You see Bennett down onto the apron. He tries to chase it back up the track, finds the Rothrock entry. Oh, well, actually, Joe Strano also involved, and then Kevin O'Brien nowhere to go for the driver of the 184. You see him, his hood is already off that Ford Mustang there as he rolls away from the incident. Kevin O'Brien, one of our only drivers from Australia. Let's see if we can watch this back and see if we can actually get on board here, possibly, with Kevin O'Brien. Watching from the Kevin O'Brien 184 machine there, you see the Bennett. It just Too quick for O'Brien to really react as he goes T-bone style inside the 9-13 of Donald Bennett. Rothrock also spun around down the back straightaway, and also the 42 or 43 of Joe Strano was involved as he pulls away with a ton of damage on that Victory Junction machine. 43, we'll see if he's going to be able to kind of carry on as he's actually down pit road.
Yeah, and they all are coming down pit road. Well, not everybody. Max out in the main, their top 12 cars will stay out onto the racing surface right now. Michael Bromley coming down with his draft top 948. That's going to move Josiah Millen up a position on the racetrack into the 13th spot for that driver out of Pennsylvania. But everybody down on pit road going to take some 4 tires and fill it up. Kevin O'Brien's crew looking over that Shell V-Power number 184 car, and looks like they're trying to do as much damage repair as they can for O'Brien to get him back out here tonight.
Yeah, tough break for Kevin O'Brien. He was a couple laps down already. Actually, it just looks like he was 1 lap down at the time, but he will go another lap down as our race leader, Max Theriault, comes by him. So as everybody cycled, a couple drivers cycled back through into the pit lane, this is how they're going to look when they restart. It's going to be Max Theriault, then it's going to be James Skelton, Todd Cray, Michael Trevarthen, Nathan Maurer. And then it's going to be the 18 of James Heater, Eric Johnson. Remember, Johnson spun around in that 33 Dirty Mo radio machine. He brought out our second caution flag of the night, and he now is up to the 7th spot. Brandon Minto is running in the 8th spot right now. Josh Buckley is 9th. Tony Strano is rounding out the top 10. Then it's DJ Anderson. He actually just came down pit road. He was just down pit road. Actually, yep, he was one of only 3 drivers on the lead lap to come down pit road, so he's going to start there in the 11th spot. Then it's Bordage in 12th. Bennett rounding out the top 13 drivers currently on the lead lap with Michael Bromley and Josiah Millen.
And right now we are just about 70 laps away from the end of this race, Roger. So they can't make it on fuel the rest of this way as we see DJ Anderson coming back down pit road to top it off. Good strategy player to go a little bit longer, or you could potentially cut these 70 laps in half here and to make it to the end if we get a green flag run. So interesting strategy plays playing out right now. These drivers setting themselves up here for the end of this race. But it is Max Theriault and James Skelton up on the front row as we got them doubled up. The lights are out. Johnny Pacer's going to be coming down pit road.
So, green flag pending here. It'll be 89 laps in the books here tonight when we take the green flag. Green flag back in the air here at Richmond as we are racing with Max Theriault, James Skelton down into turn number 1 right now. The 42 still holds the inside. We've seen a couple guys make the pass on the outside here on the restarts, but it looks like the 42 of Max Theriault will be clear out of turn number 2. He takes over and just kind of rolls away. Now the 22 of Todd Cray will take over the 2nd spot, pushing James Skelton back to 3rd. And here comes the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He is trying to now work to the back bumper of the 86, but also here comes Nathan Maurer.
Yeah, Maurer trying to put the power down to the ground with that Copenhagen number 71 as the Trevarthen get down in front of him with that Mustang. They all single file out, and it's side by side back there with the 11 of Leo Bordage. That's the battle for the top 10. He's got the 940 of Josiah Miller right here on that bumper. Strano with a Jack James. He'll get the outside Armco barrier off of turn number 4. Leo Bordage is going to take over that 10th spot as they come to turn 2.
Yeah, Leo Bordage just hanging around the top 10 all day long, qualified up its side. He actually started 6th position with that FedEx number 11 Toyota Camry. Now currently still running there in that 10th spot, having himself a good run here tonight at Richmond. Missing the playoffs just by a couple spots, but nonetheless still having a good run here tonight. Just in front of him, that is the number 20 of Brandon Minto. He is in the playoff hunt right now. If it were to end right here on lap 93, he would find himself moving on to the round of 8, but the race is not over.
So side by side, smoke up in front of them as they come on the corner. Leo Bordage now going down, trying to deliver a package to Brandon Minto to the inside of turn number 1. Nothing there. Minto will slam the door shut on him off of turn number 2. Side by side, DJ Anderson and Rothrock side by side. That is the battle for your 12th position. Or 11th position as they work through the corner. Now it'll put Rothrock back to your 13th position. Remember, Strano just came back down pit road and topped off. He's got a full tank of fuel. He's going to be able to go longer than anybody out on the racetrack right now as he works through turns 1 and 2.
So everybody trying to file out here and find a good rhythm as that 51 of DJ Anderson, though. Remember, he has led a bunch of laps here in the early going, but now finds himself outside that top 10 and not going anywhere fast right now. Maybe possibly saving. He's about 10 laps short on fuel of making it the rest of the way if we were to stay green flag racing. Al, do you think that 51 of DJ Anderson, if we go green all the way to the end, will have enough fuel, or will he just be a little bit short?
I think they're going to be a little bit short depending on how much they can save here. Right now, you know, everybody that's in front of you has to come back down pit road. Once again, as he goes high, as Leo Bordage had a little bit of an issue getting in turn number 1. They'll get it all straightened back out. Here comes Josiah Millen. He's got to run on Rothrock. That's the battle for your 14th position. Is now Millen will take over 13th. So it'll be door handle off turn number 4.
Yeah, that number 940 of Millen trying to find a way back up. Remember, he was in the 4th position at one point and has now started to fall back down through the field just a little bit as he was down on pit road. Now just can't work his way back to where he was inside the top 5. Currently running way back here in the 13th position. He is still up 7 positions here tonight, but the biggest mover of the race, that's the driver of the 86. He's probably passed more cars than anybody here tonight.
Around trouble, the 84 of Rothrock sideways in the grass. No yellow flag yet as Rothrock is in the grass. He's getting spun back around and hasn't got back. He's pointed it back in the right direction. It looks like we might stay clean and green as your race leaders come rifling by. It's a tough break for the 184 Rothrock. Now the yellow flag will fly as he was slow on the entrance to turn number 1. We might have other trouble. Looks like maybe Kevin O'Brien might be in trouble once again.
So we'll have to watch it back here and try and dissect what just brought the yellow flag out here on lap 100 to bring the 6th yellow flag of the evening. Let's see. Let's first watch back and see what happened to Rothrock. Oh, Millen actually bounces it off the outside wall coming out of 4. And that 84 machine goes down into the grass sliding, comes to a rest down there. And let's see then what actually brings out the yellow flag here tonight. And actually, the yellow flag was going to be the 84 of Rothrock coming back out onto the racetrack as he was slow down there in turn number 1. The iRacing officials say that is what brings out the caution flag. But I do notice that the 3 of Tony Strano also was dead sideways out of turn 4 in the Jack Daniels number 3. As you see him, he took the scenic route down through the grass just like Rothrock, but he was all by himself when that caution flag came out. So caution flag number 6 coming out here on lap 100.
Yeah, and leaders are coming down pit road. They are inside the window. If they stretch it the rest of the way, everybody can make it from this point forward to roughly 55 to 60 laps with a fuel cycle window. Now, if the tires can last that long, that is a separate question. But everybody can make it down. Right now is number 2 of Buckley down and away quick. Maybe a 2-tire stop for some track position on that number 2 Safelite Auto Glasses. He'll come out 2nd behind Max Therio.
Yeah, a couple drivers staying out here was the 948. That's Michael Bromley. And the 84 Rothrock actually got a wave around there, I believe. So he will be the tail end of the lead lap. As now Michael Bromley is going to bring the draft top 948 down pit road here, so he won't have the lead. It will hand the lead back over to Max Terriel. Josh Buckley down and away out of the pit stall. That was a 2-tire stop for the 2 of Buckley. Al, do you think those 2 tires there for Josh Buckley are going to be able to hang on, or will that car fall on the long run?
Well, it's just tough to say. The one thing I kind of like about a 2-tire play right now is those left side tires, they're heated up. They got a little bit of gumminess to them. So they might have a little bit extra grip, but you got to play that kind of carefully with those cold right side tires. So I like the call. We'll see if it plays out for that Safelite Auto Glass number 2 Ford Mustang. Right now, you have to. Now Buckley's going to come back down pit road, so maybe he'll come back down and put the other tires back on, 4 tires on it. The left side is Buckley is slowly coming down pit road. So we'll see what happens with the number 2 as he hits his marks into the pit box right now. So we'll see if the crew goes around and does. And it looks like the left sides are going up on that number 2 right now. So it looks like it'll end up being a 4-tire change. So the driver kind of rethinking that 2-tire call.
Yeah, but how much is that going to hurt him, Al, making a mistake like that in a cutoff race right here at Richmond? He had the chance. He had the opportunity. He could have restarted second with 2 tires. Instead, he comes back down pit road. The crew's going to put the other 2 tires on so it'll equal out to a 4-tire stop. But now he's going to go from second all the way back to right around the 14th position when we go back green flag.
Yeah, he'll be, by my restarting in the 15th position. So it's going to be a long road to hoe because everybody else is on the same strategy as you are. If he was the only car on the strategy, I wouldn't be too worried for Josh Buckley, but his championship hopes all rest on that decision right there. So tough break for the number 2 of Buckley. If that was a mistake on pit road by the pit crew, not putting the 4 tires on it, but right now it is his bed is made, as they would say, so he's going to have to lay in it and see how the cards play out.
Yeah, we'll see if the 2 of Buckley's able to come back up because he is battling the 71 of Trevorthan for that cutoff line spot. Right now, Maurer. Yeah, Maurer's going to restart there. I was looking at Trevorthan lining up, but Maurer running in the 5th position here on this restart. Green flag back in the air here at Richmond. We are battling down towards turn number 1 for the race lead with Todd Cray to the outside of the 42 of Max Theriault. Both 2 of the most veteran drivers on the iRacing service battling for the race lead here at Richmond.
They're still side by side, wheel to wheel, door to door, down to the turn number 3. It'll be the 42 of Theriault holding out the way of Cray just by 3/4 of a car at the line. So they're still side by side. That outside line starting to come in on these restarts. You can make something happen for about 3 or 4 laps, then you got to get in line. Is now they're still side by side, keeping that 42 pin to the inside, but now I believe Theriault hasn't fully cleared. Here comes Skelton. He's working to the inside of that 22 Cray.
Yeah, James Skelton sideways, little bobble as we go on board. We see the hands of the driver of that 86, the Skelton Slim Jim machine. He was sideways. He almost went for that spin cycle there out of turn number 4. We've seen it happen so many times, but right now he's able to hold on to that 3rd position because behind him, that is the driver of the 31. That is Michael Trevorthan. He is having himself a whale of a day here, still hanging inside the top 5. That 31 Republic of Gamers Asus sponsored Ford Mustang is really quick today, and he is exactly where he needs to be up front.
Don't look now, but he's starting to get put on. James Heater making his presence known as he was our early race leader. He's been quiet through the middle portion of the race, but we are now past the 2/3 mark of this 150-lap race. Heater starting to make his presence known as he's got to the back bumper of Trevorthan. He'll swing to the outside. He's got Cray in the sights. It's a side-by-side battle for 3rd.
Yeah, it looks like James Skelton was able to swing the Slim Jim machine. He snapped it. He broke it into that 2nd position. He brought along, though, the 31 of Michael Trevorthan. Then Todd Cray will now settle back into the 4th position. But Max Theriault starting to stretch his legs, starting to open up himself a little bit of a gap, almost a 1-second gap between him and that 86 there of James Skelton. As we look off the back here, shows you exactly how far it is. It looks like about 2 of our hauler length width between these 2 drivers out front.
It is Skelton trying to be picture perfect to chase down the 42 of Max Theriault. Oh, as Todd Cray got the wall off of turn number 2, that allows Heater to get by him. Here comes number 33, Eric Johnson. They're side by side. That's the battle for 5th as it all jumbled up behind the 22 Cray. That last time off turn 2. Now they're going into turn number 1. Heater going to slam it down in there. Get a little bit sideways, a little bit of a twitch. Is they're side by side, 3rd or 4th position off turn number 2.
Yeah, and it looked like the 33 of Eric Johnson also got a little sideways. So did Maurer as everybody started to react. Look at DJ Anderson starting to claw his way back into the hunt here, coming into the late stages of this one. Just under 40 laps left in this one here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Anderson now finds himself running in the 8th position, but right behind them, the man of the night has to be that number 11 of Leo Bordage. Yeah, he may have fallen now 4 positions, but he's still inside the top 10, which would be a great run for him. Josh Buckley right behind him, but still the battle is for that 7th position as Maurer and DJ Anderson still go side by side down into turn number 1.
Side by side is Maurer. He's on the outside. Anderson on the inside. That time Maurer a little bit loose off turn number 2 as he is just keeping an eye on where Buckley is. Those drivers came into action tonight. They were separated by just 6 points, Roger. Coming into tonight's action was Nathan Maurer and Joshua Buckley. So Maurer doing everything in his power to take and stay inside the top 8 in points as they work down into turn number 3 as he settled in behind the 51 of Anderson.
Yeah, and while we watched that battle of 33 of Eric Johnson was able to go around the 18 of James Heater. Actually, it was Heater trying to get around the 33 of Johnson, and Johnson able to hang on to that 4th position for the time being. Todd Cray just in the background lurking, but right now, 3 cars have really started to break away, and if you even want to call it 3, you might just call it 1, as Terriel, you'll see him out in front here. That is, well, there you see it. About call it a quarter of that front straightaway. That's about a second on the timing and scoring back to James Skelton. Then right behind him, about 2-3 car lengths. That's the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. That's how they run right now inside your top 3. Max Terriel, James Skelton, and Michael Trevarthen.
Todd Cray starting to slip backwards. Now he's fallen to your 6th position. Peter right there in front of him. You can see how much they're on the brake. The right front brake rotor blowing on the 18 of Heater as they work through turns 1 and 2. Everybody kind of single filing out. Buckley all over the back bumper. He's gotten up to your 10th position in that Safe Light Auto Glass number 2, and he's all over the back bumper aborted. He's up 5 positions since the start of this green flag run on his restart with just 30 laps to go.
Yeah, and he has about 2 lap fresher tires on that number 2 than Leo Bordage does, and that all stems back to having to come back down and put the left side tires on the Safe Light Auto Glass machine. But what put Buckley into that 10th position was the number 20 of Brandon Minto having himself a handful as he reached for another one of his Minto beers. He now falls back to the 11th spot as we are closing in ever so closely off the end of this cutoff race here. Let's see, where are a couple of your drivers that are in the playoff hunt? Ethan Troutman actually back there in the 21st position. His night is pretty much done here from the Richmond Raceway. He has loaded up the 62. He will not advance into the next round. He will join sitting on the sidelines. With him will be Cameron Hearn and Tim Blum and possibly Richard Murdoch. Everybody else still in play like Maurer and Buckley, Minto, Terriel, Johnson, Heater, Anderson, Trevarthen, and Skelton for the time being. Those are the drivers that are trying to advance themselves in. So right now, Brandon Minto on that cut line also. He only came into the night 2 points ahead of Maurer, who was on the cutoff line. And then looks like 6 points, 9 points total was back to Buckley. So we'll see how that all shakes down at the end of this one. But out front, it is still all the 42 of Max Terriel.
Yeah, they're kind of on cruise control right now. Just about a second over Skelton, but looks like Skelton's inching a little bit closer every lap right now. Down that time off down to 3/4 of a second behind the 42 of Theriot as they work off the corner. So Theriot showing that time stretching now 0.8 of a second as it is working the clocks around the Richmond International Raceway. It is Theriot showing away with 26 laps to go. And it is Skelton side-by-side battle is now Eric Johnson has just gotten around. That was the 184 of Kevin O'Brien who's back out there. He's running the high side, allowing the leaders to get back by. So they worked around there. But I'll tell you right now, the guy that was on the mission was the 2 of Buckley. Now Minto has gotten back around Joshua Buckley, but Buckley was all over Leo Bordage a few laps ago, giving him the chrome horn, saying, I need to go, man. Please let me go.
Yeah, did Buckley possibly run the good off the tires with just 24 laps to go here at Richmond as Minto was able to get back around him? Remember, at one point, Minto is sideways off for turn number 4. That's going to allow Buckley to come up and run side-by-side with him. Will Buckley be able to get around him? It doesn't look like he will down into turn number 1, but did Minto, or actually back to Buckley, Buckley, did he run the tires off that number 2 possibly here?
He possibly could have. He seems to be getting in the entry of the corner a little bit better that time. Now right to the back bumper of Minto off turn number 4 as they roar down the front stretch here in the turn number 1. So maybe just had to catch it and allowed Minto to get by him, because now it looks like Buckley has reeled in the handles of that number 2, and he is all over the back bumper of Brandon Minto, which Minto knows that he is battling the 71 and the 2 for that last chase position. Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of Buckley off the wall on turn number 4.
I was just going to say, Buckley in the number 2 just bounced the Safe Flight Auto Glass number 2 off the wall, and now see if he can rebound on that one. Just a little bit farther back behind him. That is the 3 of Tony Strano in the Strano's brother number 3, Jack Daniels, entry tonight. Right now, he is the better of the 2 Stranos. Joe Strano currently running back into the 16th position. Not on the same lap as Tony. He is currently sitting 1 lap down, running in the 16th position. He is the only driver 1 lap down. Last driver on the lead lap would be the 940 of Josiah Millen.
Yeah, and Millen had a few laps to go. You see the damage to the back bumper of the 940 of Josiah Millen. He kind of wheel hopped, getting down in the turns 1 and 2, and came up and kissed the Armco barrier off turn number 2. He's reeled it in since, and he's trying to chase down his teammate, the 948 of Michael Bromley, who is about 4 seconds in front of where the 940 of Millen runs right now. As they work down to turn number 1. He's got the race leader coming in right in the back of that picture. As you see him through turns 1 and 2, the number 42 Ethereal is coming quickly. This is Millen trying to stay on the lead lap.
So Millen right now running for his life as this man that we ride on board with looking back. There you see the distance between first to second. It's about almost 2 seconds now between the 42 of Max Terriel and the 86 of James Skelton. Top 3 still the same as Michael Trevarthen started 3rd tonight. He is still running in that 3rd position. 18 laps to go. Al, nobody is side-by-side racing. Let's walk you through your top 10 and see how they run currently on track. Running out front here tonight, he has led the most laps. It's the man from Canada. That is Max Terriel. It's just a solid night here as he gets 17 laps to go, just trying to bring it home here tonight. Running right behind him, the man that is the biggest mover of the race out of South Carolina. It's the Slim Jims Camry. That's the 86 of James Skelton. He is having himself a solid night. He has already locked himself into the next round of the playoffs, but he would like another win right here at Richmond. Running in 3rd, trying to move himself on in the championship hunt. Came into the night running 2nd in the championship hunt. Had himself, it looks like, a good-sized lead, and he's doing exactly what he needs. That's going to be the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Running in the 4th position, up 4 spots tonight, that's the 33 of Eric Johnson. He also is inside the championship hunt. He is right now in 3rd. If the point standings were to end right now, he is 3rd in the championship hunt, running 4th on track. Running 5th and rounding out the top 5 here tonight, it's the Clocks by Christopher. Last year's champion won't be this year's champion as he's not inside the championship hunt, but it's the 22 Todd Gray running in 5th, having himself a good night for the Clocks by Christopher crew.
Just moving inside past the number 18 of James Heater in the 6th position is DJ Anderson in front of the front. He's just now 1 spot started in the 5th position right now, runs in the 6th spot as he goes to town on the 22 Todd Gray, trying to get back by him. 1 spot behind him is the 18, our pole sitter of the night. That is James Heater. He's from Ohio as he works down into turns 3 and 4. In that low line racing, that beautiful paint job on the number 18. Driver right behind him, the 18 position. That is Nathan Hauer in that Copenhagen ride. He is doing everything he needs to do. He's got Joshua Buckley right behind him in the championship standings. He runs in your 8th position. Leo Bordage in the FedEx Express 11 is in the 9th position. And rounding out the top 10 is the number 2 of Joshua Buckley in that Safe Light Auto Glass number 2.
Yeah, Buckley up 6 positions here at the end of this one as it's going to be 12 to go this time by at the line for the driver of that Safe Light Auto Glass number 2. We'll see if he's going to find himself into a good spot. He's not having a bad night, but he's not having the night that he really wanted. He was looking to run inside the top 5 here tonight as Bordage sideways out of 2. He slaps the outside wall. Tony Strano, though, behind them. He really hit the outside wall out of turn number 2. That Jack Daniels, number 3, who runs currently in the 11th spot, was hard impact into the outside wall. Here comes Buckley, though, looking to the inside of that number 11. FedEx number 11 of Leo Bordage. He will now take over that 9th position here with just 10 laps to go for our race leader.
Yeah, 10 to go for Max Terrio, who enjoys a 2.7 second lead as they work off a turn number 2. He's just gotten around to 184 of Kevin O'Brien, who runs in your 17th position currently as they work through turns 3 and 4. This time by, it'll be 9 laps to go. For the driver from north of the border is Max Terrio, who's come to show that he likes these short tracks. And you know what, Roger? Next week, we go to another D-shaped oval at the Iowa Speedway, but we're going to be with the Xfinity car. And I wonder how much they can take from tonight's racetrack and translate it to next week for driving styles, as he works underneath the 948 of Michael Bromley, and that Draft Top sponsored 948 is Max Stereo, works through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that'll put Michael Bromley one lap down on the drafttop.com, 948. He right now will be the lucky dog. He runs into the 14th position. But you talk about Max Terriel in these short tracks. Max last year not winning the championship in the SK Modified division. That's run on a Thursday night, broadcasted right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, which will be on air next Thursday night. Actually, you'll be able to catch the season opener for that one. But Max was able to clinch the most victories last year. Ran a part-time schedule. I believe it was 8 races out of the possible 10 that were on the schedule, or 12 that were on the schedule. He actually won 8 of them, or sorry, 6 out of the 8 he entered. I'm looking at the notes, reading them dyslexia backwards. So, I mean, these short tracks, you talked about it now. He absolutely loves the short tracks. He likes to be able to manhandle the car, try to save the tires, and that's exactly what he's doing here at the end of this one. Has now opened up a 3.2-second gap over James Skelton. You see Skelton already working down the back straightaway as your race leader is already down into 3.
Yeah, coming this time up by, he'll see the flagman give him 5 laps to go. 5 to go for the Storm from the north. Max Stereo to punch his ticket into round number 2, the round of 8, which will kick off next week. He's got 5 more circuits to secure the win, and he'll know he'll move on as he works down into turn 3. James Skelton is running in your number 2 spot. He's solidly in as he won last week's race, the round opener. He's already in to the round of 8. Eric Johnson rounds out your top 3 and works down into turn number 3 with that Dirty Mo radio. But he's got Michael Trevarthen is still hanging on right there, and that is this number 31. They work out quarter, DJ Anderson also there. So these drivers, they haven't given it up yet, but we only got 4 more circuits left to go.
Yeah, it'll be 3 more to go this time by at the line as Max Terriel hits it. Johnson actually just got around the 31 of Trevarthen, and DJ Anderson actually just got around the 22 of Todd Cray. So Anderson, remember, he kind of got trapped back there in the middle stages of this race, and this is just how long it has taken him to come back to exactly where he started tonight. He started in the 5th position. He is running currently in that 5th position, but this time by, the popsicle sticks in the air for the man of the 42. Max Terriel, just 2 more laps of racing here at Richmond.
Picture perfect around that yellow line as he works down off of turn number 2. He's gotten by Rothrock and the 43 Estrano. That'll put 12 cars on the lead lap to the Jack Daniels cars. The white silk is flying. 1 more lap to go.
Yeah, so the final lap here tonight for Max Terriel. He has led the most laps here at Richmond. Just 1 more lap of racing here for the 42 to lock himself into the championship round of 8. He didn't have a win. He's only had 1 win all season, but this will be the first win of round number 1 of the playoffs as he'll come off turn number 4. The 42 will advance and join the driver of the 86 into the next round. So Terriel wins here at Richmond. Coming home in second is going to be the 86 of James Skelton. Then it's the 33 of Eric Johnson, DJ Anderson 4th, and Michael Trevarthen comes spinning across the line. He'll finish in that 5th position.
What a race is the round 1 has come to a close. Max Terriel picking up tonight's win, the 150 lapper here at the Richmond International Raceway. He comes down off of turn number 4. He's gonna burn it down for you race fans. Let them know how you feel. Max Terriel, tonight's winner of the Commonwealth 150.
So as he is going to do a little bit of celebrating here, race fans, we're going to step away for just a moment from the Richmond Raceway. Don't go anywhere because you're going to want to hear the post-race shows here and find out who is moving on and who will be going home after this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Richmond Raceway. The race has been completed here. It was round 1, race number 2, to see who was going to be the winner. And it looks like right now we have officially 2 out of our top 3 drivers to get a word in. Well, let's just get right into the post-race show here. Let's get to the man who won this one. Max Terriel, finding yourself in victory lane here once again. This is only your 2nd win of the season, but being able to park in victory lane at Richmond and lock yourself into the next round of the playoffs, is this team hitting its stride right here?
Yeah, I'm hoping so, because the last few weeks I made some really easy mistakes to avoid, and it cost me a little bit last week. And I was just hoping for a mistake-free race and hitting my marks lap after lap, and I can say that that's what I accomplished today.
Yeah, you were able to do it, able to move on. But let's just kind of talk about the track conditions out there tonight. A lot of these drivers, turn 1 really seemed to be a very troubling spot. How was turn 1 for you in this 42 crew? Were you ready for how slippery it was going to be?
Yeah, this setup was definitely much different than what we're used to. We're used to much tighter conditions. On entry, it was really a fine balance with the brake bias. And on corner exit, especially on corner exit of 4, that's where I had to be the most gentle. It was really about being precise with the throttle and steering input at the same time. So yeah, I had to be on the edge for the whole race to make sure I kept it straight.
Yeah, well, you were able to bring that 42 home with a pretty clean-looking machine. How do you feel about headed into the round of 8, though? It's going to be the Iowa Speedway, the cornfields of Iowa, in the Xfinity car, another loose car in another small 1-mile track.
I feel that Richmond compares to Iowa, according to my driving style at least, and in the past we've had some tight setups for the trucks or the Xfinity car over there, so I'm anxious to see how it feels and if we'll get a freer car a little bit like we had today.
Well, congratulations once again. Maybe you can go back-to-back from Iowa, but before we let you go, Max, the red carpet is out. The microphone is yours, my friend. Who do you got to thank for parking the 42 in Victory Circle at Richmond?
Yeah, as always, I want to thank my girlfriend, my friend Max at Max and Knitting, and the guys running the league, Josh, James, and Richard. I know a few guys can make it this week and even last week, so then it's unfortunate that they're not making it in the next round, but congrats to the top 8, and we'll see you next week.
Well, there you heard it, Al, from the winner, Max Terriel, being able to hang on for the race win here, but I believe you've caught up with the man who's going to come home in that 2nd position.
Yeah, finished in 2nd place is the James Skelton, 1 spot shy of where you ended up last week, but you had an eventful race out there. How tricky were the conditions out there tonight for you guys out at the Richmond International Raceway?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like Max said, the setup is completely different from what we're used to. I mean, I started in the back since I won last week. I just wanted to kind of drive and see what would happen in the back, and felt like, I probably had the 2nd best car the whole time. I worked my way through. That first long run, I felt really comfortable, never got loose. And then once I had the lead, it was just different. My marks, I was used to braking behind people, and then once I got that clean air, I guess I just wanted to do a 360 on the front stretch and see if I could save it, and I guess that was pretty fun. Got to show off all my sponsors all the way around, so that was neat.
Yeah, you locked in. Now next week your points are going to be equaled out again. Into the round of 8, you have the Xfinity car at Iowa, and then the Cup car once again at Indianapolis. How does the round of 8 look for you and your team?
Well, Iowa's a really strong track for me. I did a few of the public races in the Xfinity car at Iowa, and it's tight. So Max was hoping it'd be a little bit looser. It's a snug setup. So really like that track. I like the ability to drive different lines. I do not like Indy, so I need a really good finish next week, and then do a lot of practice for Indy.
Well, you had a great race, nice rebound to come home in the number 2 position here tonight. Who makes it all possible for you week in and week out?
Oh yeah, for sure. I got to always thank my teammates, DJ, Josh. I think Sean's he missed the race. I saw him on Facebook. He was, I think, driving around on his motorcycle on a little vacation, so we missed him. Thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast as always. I'll check it out tonight. My wife for putting up with me and letting me practice every Sunday and throughout the week and get ready for this race tonight, and all the league guys and anybody else that was watching. I definitely appreciate it.
Well, there you hear it, Roger, the driver moving into round number 8. Finishing second here tonight is James Skelton, who picks up the second place position, and I don't believe we've been able to catch up with our third place finisher of Eric Johnson, but he had a strong race, moving up 5 positions overall here tonight. And well, what can you say?
Yeah, he had himself a very strong car at the end of this one. It's just he's going to come up just a little bit shy. Al, I was just been passed along the top 8 drivers that are going to be moving on to the round of 8. As we know, there was already 2 drivers locked in, and it looks like the round of 8 looks like this. It's going to be James Skelton moving on with a win. Max Terriot will join him also with a win. Behind them, then it's going to be DJ Anderson moving on in the 51 Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry. Then it's going to be the Azus Republic of Gamers 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He is going to move on. Eric Johnson in the Dirty Mo Radio 33. He will move on also and join those 4 drivers. So those are 5 drivers already locked in. The next 3 look like this. The Low Line Racing number 18 of James Heater will join them along with the driver out of Pennsylvania. That'll be Nathan Maurer. He moves on to the round of 8. And rounding out that 8th position, that will be, well, ladies and gentlemen, the 20 of Brandon Minto. By missing the championship hunt by just 1 point, that was Josh Buckley. So 1 position here tonight. Bauer finished 8th. Buckley finished 9th. That is all it took to kind of keep him out of the championship hunt.
Yeah, tough break. So the drivers that, well, they'll still be racing out there, race fans. So your favorite driver will be out there. But Josh Buckley, Richard Murdoch, Ethan Troutman, Tim Blum, who was moving, so kind of kept him out of the racing seat at the moment. Cameron Hearn, Leo Bordage, Cameron Hearn, the last driver in the chase that, well, just didn't make the cut this year. Wasn't out in season 1 for 2020, but Roger, we go to the round of 8 starting next week, and let me tell you what, I am very excited as we look at what we have coming up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for our Red Light Scrambler series. It'll be Iowa Speedway next week, 8 p.m. Eastern. You catch us here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And I'm looking forward to Iowa. Iowa is one of those tracks that always puts on a great show. And you heard what Skelton had to say. He's looking to have a good race. He's worried about Indianapolis, which is the second cutoff race of the season in the round of 8.
Yeah, that'll be coming up just next week. The round of 8 is going to start. Round 2, call it the round of 8, whatever you want to call it. That comes up next week with the Xfinity car at Iowa. Then we head to Indy to kind of cut things off there before we head to the final race of the season. But race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here to watch the Red Light Racing Scrambler series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We are playoff racing with the Red Light Scrambler portion of the series. You know, it's good to be always playoff racing. That just means we're getting closer to crowning a champion here for Season 1 of the 2020 season. And we will bring you all that racing action just next week here on Monday night. Well, for Al Smith, I'm Roger Muth, for the whole crew behind the scenes here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, of course, all the guys over at the Red Light Racing Series. We thank you for watching, and we hope to see you at the next one.